Imagine standing on a battlefield where the fate of an empire hangs on a single decision. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. The wind carries the dust of thousands of marching soldiers. The ground trembles beneath their feet, and every heartbeat asks the same terrifying question: who will write history today? Most people believe empires are built by overwhelming strength. They are wrong. Empires are built in the moments when ordinary men refuse to surrender to impossible odds. Stay with me until the very end, because the lesson hidden within the Battle of Thymbra is not about ancient Persia. It is about the battle you are fighting in your own life today. There comes a moment in every person's journey when fear whispers louder than hope. It tells you that your dreams are too ambitious, your enemies too powerful, your resources too small, and your chances too weak. Many accept that whisper as truth. They lower their heads, abandon their purpose, and spend the rest of their lives wondering what might have happened if they had taken one more step. But history has always belonged to those who dared to take that step. When Cyrus the Great faced the forces before him, he was not simply seeking another victory. He was carrying the weight of a vision. He understood something that many leaders never learn. A kingdom is not built by wishing for peace. It is built by preparing for hardship. Every obstacle is a test that asks one question: do you truly deserve the future you seek? Think about your own life. Every challenge that stands before you is asking that exact same question. Every rejection, every failure, every sleepless night, every disappointment, they are not punishments, they are examinations. They separate those who merely dream from those who become legends. Many people spend their lives waiting for perfect conditions. They wait for more money, more confidence, more support, more opportunities, yet perfection never arrives. The greatest victories in history were never achieved under perfect circumstances. They were achieved because someone decided that imperfect action was greater than perfect hesitation. That is the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary leaders. The battlefield of Thymbra reminds us that numbers alone do not decide destiny. Courage does, discipline does, wisdom does, strategy does. The strongest warrior is not always the one carrying the heaviest sword. Often, it is the one carrying the clearest purpose. Purpose transforms fear into determination. Without purpose, every obstacle feels impossible. With purpose, every obstacle becomes another step toward greatness. Never underestimate the power of preparation. Before the world sees victory, there are countless unseen hours filled with sacrifice. Every successful leader spends more time preparing than celebrating. While others sleep, they learn. While others complain, they improve. While others search for excuses, they search for solutions. That is why success appears sudden only to those who never witnessed the preparation. People admire crowns, but they rarely appreciate the burden of wearing one. They celebrate victories, but they ignore the years of discipline that created them. Every empire, every achievement, every masterpiece began long before anyone applauded. Your greatest victories are being built in silence today. Remember this whenever life feels unfair. The world often rewards consistency long after it tests patience. Fear is an interesting enemy. It grows larger the longer you stare at it. But the moment you begin moving forward, fear begins shrinking. Action has always been the greatest weapon against doubt. Do not ask whether you are ready. Ask whether your dream deserves another attempt. Ask whether your family deserves your persistence. Ask whether your future deserves your courage. The answer will always be yes. Every warrior eventually discovers that the greatest battle is not fought against an army. It is fought within the mind. Doubt attacks before the enemy does. Anxiety strikes before danger appears. Failure begins inside long before it becomes visible outside. Master your thoughts, and you begin mastering your destiny. The greatest kings in history understood that leadership begins with self-control. A person who cannot control anger cannot control an army. A person who cannot control fear cannot control opportunity. A person who cannot control excuses cannot control success. Victory always starts within. Too many people believe confidence comes before action. History teaches the opposite. Confidence follows action. The first step always feels uncertain. The second feels possible. The third feels natural. Eventually, what once terrified you becomes part of your identity. That is how greatness grows, not in giant leaps, but through countless small acts of courage repeated every single day. Look around the world today. The battles have changed, but the principles remain identical. Your battlefield may be your career. It may be your education. It may be your business. It may be your family. It may even be the quiet struggle inside your own heart. Yet the weapons remain the same: discipline, patience, integrity, wisdom, perseverance. No enemy can permanently defeat someone who refuses to surrender these weapons. There will always be voices predicting your failure. Some will doubt your ability because they measure your future using your past. They cannot imagine you becoming stronger because they only remember who you used to be. Never allow someone else's limited imagination to become the prison of your potential. The future has never belonged to those who seek permission. It belongs to those who create possibility. A true leader never fights merely for personal glory. The greatest victories are won for something greater than oneself. When your purpose extends beyond your own comfort, your strength becomes limitless. That is why lasting legacies are never built on selfish ambition. They are built on service. They are built on responsibility. They are built on sacrifice. Ask yourself a difficult question. If life were a battlefield today, would your daily habits strengthen your army or weaken it? Every hour wasted weakens discipline. Every excuse strengthens fear. Every act of learning sharpens your sword. Every moment of perseverance reinforces your shield. Greatness is never accidental. It is constructed choice by choice, day by day, year after year. The Battle of Thymbra reminds us that history changes when vision refuses to surrender before difficulty. Every generation inherits impossible challenges. Every generation produces extraordinary people willing to face them. Why should your generation be different? Why should your story end where someone else's opinion begins? The answer is simple: it should not. You were never created merely to survive. You were created to grow. To lead, to inspire, to endure, to build something that outlives your own lifetime. Even defeat carries lessons that victory can never teach. Every setback reveals weakness before it becomes permanent. Every failure offers wisdom that success often hides. Those who learn from defeat become dangerous because they transform pain into preparation. Never waste your suffering. Extract its lesson, carry its wisdom, leave its bitterness behind. One day, people will look at your achievements and assume you were lucky. They will never see the nights you questioned yourself. They will never witness the sacrifices you quietly made. They will only notice the result. That is perfectly fine. History rarely records every struggle. It records the courage that overcame them. When darkness surrounds your path, remember that stars become visible only at night. Difficult seasons reveal strengths that comfortable seasons never require. Perhaps your current challenge is not destroying you. Perhaps it is introducing you to the person you were always meant to become. Walk forward with honor, speak with wisdom, lead with humility, fight with discipline, win with character. Because the greatest empire you will ever build is not made of stone walls or golden crowns. It is built inside your own character. Protect that kingdom above everything else. Once character becomes your foundation, no storm can permanently destroy you. No failure can define you. No enemy can truly conquer you. Stand firm when others retreat. Remain patient when others panic. Remain honorable when others compromise. Remain hopeful when others surrender. That is the spirit that transforms ordinary lives into unforgettable legacies. The battlefield may disappear, the soldiers may fade, the kingdoms may rise and fall, but courage never grows old. Discipline never becomes outdated, integrity never loses value, vision never stops changing history. And those who choose these virtues will always possess the power to build an empire, not merely across lands, but across hearts, minds, and generations.